today I have the Boox Palma Pro, the color version, and I didn't expect to like it as much as I did because I did have the Boox Go 7 Gen 2 for a while. I thought I liked it okay, but the writing didn't really impress me much, and already this one has shown that they've improved the technology. I do just have this basic Lenovo USI pen, and I expect the InkSense pen to arrive in the mail in about a week or so. That way I'll be able to see its full functionality, but the writing is already more accurate. I made this little cover in Sketchbook. I'll show you that in a second as well, but I don't have a case for it just yet. I forgot that I have my fingerprint set. I don't have a case for it just yet, so I'm just using this adjustable pop socket. It's on full brightness right now. Let me decrease the brightness a bit. This is around the brightness that I typically use it on. And this is what I have the home screen set as right now. I just found an image on Google, opened up my Sketchbook Pro, and did some editing in order to make my wallpaper. If you have Kindle, and if you want to set it to page turn, it's built similarly to the other Boox Palmas, but they've kind of sort of mirrored everything instead of having it on the same side as they used to. This is the refresh button and the volume buttons, and they're on the opposite sides than they used to be. And then this is the fingerprint reader and power on and off button. And the case doesn't really fit either. And I was really hoping that I'd be able to use the case for it so I wouldn't have to buy another one, but I can't. So right now I have it so that volume buttons will turn the page. You can't really read a comic on here, but manga is a little bit easier to see. Let me go to Viz Comics. But it's still, you know, quite small. You can zoom in and move around on it, and it's really fast. So if you're really desperate to read a manga on here, or if you have one that's less wordy, those are easy to see as well. Like if you only have like 3 panels throughout most of the comic, it'll be easier to see. And Webtoons, of course. Webtoons is a pleasure to view on here. Nice and fast, and I feel like it scrolls and refreshes at a really good rate. Even the darker images. And this is what the ink settings are on right now. And of course, I'll put in the videos of me writing on it, getting it set up. Really enjoying it. Honestly, might have me narrow down my collection again and maybe even get rid of my black and white Boox Palma, because I have no qualms about reading on the grayer screen. It actually looks really nice to me. Like I've never found it to be that big of a thing for the screen to be dark-ish. And if you do want to increase the text, you can just turn on contrast. Ooh. And it'll make the text look even clearer. And I like that with this one, you can use notebooks, and you can use the infinite scroll notebook. This is text that I wrote on my Boox Go 10.3, so the writing is a little bit different, a little bit better. And this is the text that I wrote on this device, and the sketch that I made on this device as well. The accuracy is pretty good. I tend to have fairly neat handwriting, and it's not warping it too much But yeah, this is what my handwriting usually looks like. And I feel like it would be easy to take notes at this angle. Like if I want to just whip out my little notebook here, take a few quick notes. It's really easy to hold in one hand if you have a pop socket on it. Anyway, I will be back with more updates in a week when the InkSense pen arrives. Pretty much just sort of mirrored it for some reason. Is it longer? No, why isn't it going in? The camera is located a little higher. I don't know, they seem the same height. I think I do actually prefer the volume buttons on this side because I don't know, for some reason they seem kind of high when they're on this side, but yeah, I think that is preferable to me. Let me try cutting the corners a little. Slightly in different spots. I was really hoping to have some protection on it without having to buy an entirely new case, but looks like that option is a no-go because they've changed it just enough that that won't fit on it. But let me go ahead and get it set up and connect it to my internet and my account, and then we can go ahead and look how books and writing and all of that stuff look on it. I also got the InkSense pen, but that's not coming until next week. I'll be able to compare this basic USI writing to when we get the actual stylus that was meant for it, unlike I was able to do when I had the Boox Go Color 7 a while back. I'm gonna go ahead and get this sorted too. I won't be connecting a sim to it, so we won't be using mobile data. I see quick notes is an option here. Scrolling screenshot. Start, there is an update that you need to do, so I'm going to go ahead and update it. Since I'm not able to put a case on it and a MagSafe on it just yet, and I don't feel like buying a whole new case that I'm likely not going to use, I'll just be using this whenever I want to hold it in my hand. And I got the black version because whenever I have a color screen, I prefer how the colors look with a black border versus having a white border that just emphasizes to me how gray the color screen is. Oops, I'm accidentally on the volume button. I have to move it down a little bit. Update. The way it looks and how it feels in my hand. And I know I already have this. I already have a number of e-readers, but I feel like every once in a while you just run into something that you want to collect. And e-readers have kind of hit that space for me. I've probably got, I think, 7 at this point. And I do use all of them for different purposes. And I would really like to have something this small to be able to carry around in my purse and take notes on. I do occasionally use my Boox Tab Mini C for that, but this is a rather heavy device, and I always have to have one of my bigger purses in order to carry it around in. But with this one, I'd be able to use one of my small purses or just put it in my jacket pocket. But yeah, whenever I take this one around with me, I just box it up like this. Oh, there's cat hair everywhere. So I really hope they make a nice, sturdy, oh, my cat gets to everything. A nice, sturdy, easy to flip case that will hold the pen for this device, because then that would be so much more compact. We can just look at it here, the size difference. But yeah, I don't mind at all writing on small screens. I actually prefer it. And this, of course, is in comparison to another 6-inch device here. This is my Nook, probably one of the worst devices that I have. One of the slowest. One of the ones with the least customizations. This is a device I would never buy full price. But I do really like how easy it is to turn pages and how lightweight it is. And how much I don't care about it, so I just be tossing this one around just a little bit. I got it for like $40 on unclaimed baggage. I'll be really glad when they make cases like this for the Palma 2 Pro. I don't think I've seen any yet, except for the one that came with it. Not came with it because I didn't order it from the Boox website and get the bundle, but the full case is like $24, but I just want one of these simple little $9, $6 cases to put on it. Okay, now that it's finished updating, I'm going to go ahead and organize my apps, arrange my background, and download a few books so that we can really get into it. Some of these apps that I don't use. Let me get my dictionary downloaded. And if you aren't familiar with any Boox devices, make sure to read all of this stuff before you dive in. Play Store is looking like. Let me get my usual apps. Okay, so I guess this is the sensor here. This is what Kindle is looking like before I get it connected. Oh, it's so loud. I can't remember how loud this one is. Hold on. We'll do an audio book. I really like write-in notes. I have noticed that writing in this notes window is usually more accurate looking than when I write in the actual notes app on the books, but we'll be able to explore that in just a second. But yeah, this is going well so far. Like even the E's can be written pretty well here. So you'll be able to take your notes. I do also like being able to have the voice input, especially with the smaller devices. And you can also change when it pauses or stops recording just by going to settings. Let's see if we can go ahead and actually have this read to us. But let's go ahead and give that a listen.
Years ago. I'm holding a picture of Leah in my hands. In it, she is small, before I knew she existed. The sun is beginning to fade outside the window, of the loneliness that comes with sickness. Chapter 1 Drive. Jada Holly inserted the last suture. Releasing a sigh in her surgical mask, Done, she said, laying her hand gently on the patient's broad head. Good girl, much. She straightened. Sickness, knowing that the people I love, no matter how much they try, will never understand
I feel
my
like the
solitude.
sound is better in this
Dying
one.
is something I have to do alone. Chapter 1 Drive. Jada Holly inserted the last suture.
My phone does have the most clarity.
Done, she said, laying her hand gently on the patient's broad head. Good girl, much. She straightened. Arching the small of her back and tugging off her surgical mask, she smiled at her assistant. Alone, Leah, a grown woman now, visits a couple of times a week.
But I feel like you can
My
hear the
sister May and
tinniness
older
in
brother
these
Ben care for
still.
me even when I don't deserve it. Of her back and tugging off her surgical mask,
Yeah, the sound.
She smiled at her assistant.
The sound is really bad on this one. But the clarity has improved a bit in this, but the clarity is best in my phone. I am running into a weird issue where I want to add more fingerprints. I just have the thumbprint set right now, and it's asking me to put in my password in order to change my fingerprint or add another one, but I didn't use a password to set it up. I used the pattern function in order to set up my biometrics, so it's really odd that it's asking me for a password. And I can't get past it, so because I don't have a password set. I've even tried like 000. Like nothing is, I can't do anything, and then I can't remove lock screen password or anything like that without having the passcode. So anyway, while I'm here, let me go ahead and play an audiobook. Okay, I have both devices at max volume and 0 brightness.
Gift, then I shall gladly accept. Gift it is, Holt said, and tossed the meat over. The wolf moved in a brown blur, rearing back, catching the meat, and landing flat on his stomach, already chewing. That's no normal wolf, Holt muttered over his bond. What gave it away? Ash snickered. Holt supposed he deserved that one. While the creature ate, he checked on their surroundings. The tingle of warning at his neck remained, but if something was out there between the trees, he doubted he would have heard it over the sound of the wolf chewing. Quite loud, isn't he? Ash said, and Holt couldn't resist. That's rich coming from you.
You can tell by my phone that I usually keep my brightness pretty low on just about all of my devices. So if I were using this just for myself, the brightness would probably be around 11 or so. Let me see what my brightness is. I think I was using this last night without any brightness at all. Yeah, I think the brightness is on 0. Yeah. And I think it still has some good clarity. And this is what it looks like with the brightness all the way down. If I had the brightness that low, I would increase the text size just so I wouldn't, strain my eyes or anything. And this one has the brightness all the way down as well. Let's see, do I have the same font? Brightness for the sake of the review. This is it all the way bright. And then this is with the yellow, the warmth all the way up. Put it on regal mode, and that's when the text is most clear. That's what that one looks like with the yellow all the way up. Wow. Whoa. Look at the drastic difference in warmth. Like that's crazy. That's like pea yellow. Let's take a look at the brightness here on my Books tab Mini C. Oh, this book is so good. To Shape a Dragon's Breath. Oh my goodness. I'll do a full review on it, but it's like a 10 out of 10 book. Let's turn the brightness all the way up. And let's look at them with the warmth to 0. Okay, this is with the warmth to 0 on all of these. Yeah, let's take a look at the warmth. Piss yellow. That's a soft, like sepia. And then piss yellow. So it doesn't get super yellow. I don't know if it's just mine or that's just how they've made these Color Pro devices, but that's how warm it gets compared to some of the other Boox devices that I have. Let's take a look at the Notes app. I feel like if you're not swapping between plain black and white devices and color devices, you get more and more used to the grayish screen. But if you're going back and forth between devices, you'll be doing a lot of comparison about how gray and dark one screen is versus another. This one has the new setup that the Boox Go 10.3 has with the bar that you can change here. And it also has the new pens that the Boox Go 10.3 has. I don't think the Boox Tab Mini C has gotten the update yet. It also can't do infinite canvas. I'm going to see if this one is capable of doing infinite canvas. And this is showing like the border of where the canvas is. Let me move this. Don't know why the first thing that, oh, the writing is so much better on this already than I noted in the Boox Go 7 Generation 2 device. Let me get out of here. This is an infinite canvas page. And let's take a look at how that's working out on. Okay. These are all my notes so far that and you just move it around using your two fingers. Okay, yeah, that looks great. Okay, and let's see. This is its size at 100%, as we can see here. I'll be erasing these notes, but this is how small the dot grid looks. Let us use a black pen. See how small we can write. Oop. I guess you can favorite your zoom size. Yeah, you can favorite your zoom size so you can back to whatever zoom size it is, so we can easily pop in and out. That's nice. Okay, and we've got the scroll bars here. Oh my gosh, I think I'm really going to end up keeping this device. The writing is so much better than on the Go 7 Gen 2. And I'm having these skipping issues because of the pen and not because of the device. This is a, I can't remember. I got it for like $14, I think. A Lenovo. Yeah, there it is. A Lenovo USI pen. Let's give it a little highlight. Let's give ourselves a little sketch here. Let's change this to a pencil. Medium gray. I feel like I always do this face when I'm doing my little practice sketches. I think I have it set on where scribble is erase. I always like to have that turned off because when I'm sketching and I move my pencil around, of course I don't want to erase. Let's see, do I have any PDFs? I might have to add one real quick. Black Beauty. The autobiography of a horse. Okay, let's give a little underline there. This is an EPUB file. Night mode. And of course, you can always set it to
01 My early home. The first place that I can well remember was a large pleasant meadow with a pond of clear water in it. Some shady trees.
You can also have it auto return pages for 15 minutes at a speed of, let's do 5 seconds per page so you can see it. Okay. And auto page turn is starting. It should take 5 seconds for each page to turn, and it's set to do this for 15 minutes. So if you want to go completely hands-free, just set up your thing, maybe knit, and you figure out your personal reading time, and you'll be able to set your auto read, which is always something that I like. Exit. Okay. And then it'll give you the little stats there afterwards. Pale blue is one of my favorite highlight colors. I'll have to go through and make sure this is set up just like my other library apps. Okay, I've got a PDF opened here, and you can see the edges around it, unlike with the EPUBs. Of course, you can do the thing where you can add blank pages with a PDF, unlike you can for the EPUBs. If you're having trouble reading PDFs, and it tells you that reflow has been updated to extract text. All right, and then it reflows so that you'll be able to change the font. Okay, and it remains on the settings that you have them on. I feel like if you have the brightness up a lot, the screen will look way darker when you go back to not having the brightness up as much. So if you want to train yourself to the dimmer screen, maybe start out with very low light settings. That's usually what I keep mine on, just very low light settings. So it looks pretty great to me. And we haven't lost very much battery just yet, even with all the setup. Let's give that a quick refresh. Let's go to Webtoon. Okay, I don't know what's going on with Webtoon, but no matter what I click on, it keeps trying to shove this Webtoon down my throat. So let's just use this one as an example. Why is it zooming in instead of scrolling? What has happened? Okay, now it's scrolling. I don't know what was having trouble scrolling while it was down here. This seems really fast. How'd they mess up a DNA test? It looks like they raised her for like 9 years. They might as well keep her. Yeah, I think it's impossible to read this one if you're not going panel by panel. Okay, now let's make a screensaver and some backgrounds here. All right, first let's get some widgets. And I really like to do the library widget. And then let's find some art. Let's see. I always like to use Little Women book cover. Let's do this one for the cover. Okay, and we can do this one if we want to use a clock. The clock right there. Oh, I need to adjust the bottom so it'll fit. This is all of them on 0 brightness with just the light from my window The first one is the Palma 2 Pro, the middle one is the Boox Tab Mini C, and the third one is the Kindle Colorsoft. And this is the Storm book cover on all of the devices. That is it for today, and I'll be back when I have more information and the InkSense stylus to try with it, because it's already doing a good job of impressing me more than the other one did just with this basic stylus. And we'll see if we have other results with the InkSense stylus.